Well, good afternoon, ladies and gents. By way of intro, Adam Flynn here from Biggin and Scott Real Estate. Danelle Hunter is beside me. We are the directors, and we have 3 offices in the city of Knox, so Boronia, Bayswater and Ferntree Gully. And want to talk today just quickly about the upcoming election on Saturday. So at the moment, there's a lot of uncertainty in regards to essentially vendors being on the fence. Well, not necessarily vendors, because they're not vendors until we list a property for sale, but people who are thinking of selling and being on the fence and not quite sure whether they should sell now or hold off, and depends on, if Labor gets in or Liberal gets in, and all this uncertainty in regards to the market. Look, the reality is the best way to look at the property market is that you sell and buy in the same market. It's all relative. So if you sell in a strong market, you buy in a strong market. If you sell in a bad market, you buy in a bad market. In some scenarios, actually a lot of scenarios actually, it's actually better, if you are upgrading for example, it's actually better to sell in a bad market, because the reality is you sell for a price, you purchase for a lesser price on the other end, but the actual stamp duty component is going to be less because you're paying less for the purchase of the new property. So what I would say to bear in mind, if you are thinking about selling, the most important thing to always bear in mind is what's the motivation. Not necessarily about money, because once again, that's all relative, but what's the motivation? Because there's job relocations, unfortunately there's marriage breakdowns, there's children moving out, people looking to downsize, there's people having children and looking to upsize. So all these sorts of things are probably more so important, and your circumstances more so important than the dollar amount, because once again, without sort of repeating myself, that is all very, very relative and consistent in the markets that you are buying and selling in. Danelle's going to talk a little bit about tenants and those who are out there that might be looking to buy something or even buy the property that they're currently in, that they're renting at the moment.
Alright, so if you are a tenant and you're looking at buying a property, we can help you out in regards to finance as well. So if you haven't got pre-approval yet and you want to find out if it's a possibility, give us a call on our office number and I'll put you through to our finance lady, and she'll be able to help you, and then at least you know where you stand and what you can buy. It is a good market to buy in at the moment, so let us know. And in regards to if the property that you're renting at the moment, if you really would like to look at buying it, we can speak to the owners and see what we can do and maybe be able to facilitate a sale for you.
I tried to say the word facilitate before we started this video, and I couldn't say it properly, so you did very well saying it then. Yeah. And regardless of whether that's properties rented through us, look, we've got the biggest property management portfolio in the city of Knox, but we can also potentially facilitate that purchase, even if we're not handling the management, we've got computer programs whereby we can find out the details for the landlord and make contact with them and try and help you out in that space. Because the reality is, if we can help you out, it's a win-win. It helps our business, it helps you as a tenant looking to become a buyer, and essentially it may very well help the landlord who would sell if they got a good fair price.
And also, if you do buy a property, just remember, if you're not on a lease, you just need to give 28 days notice in writing to your property manager. And if you are on a lease, obviously, then you might need to look at seeing that out first. But you can speak to us if you've got any questions in regards to breaking your lease also.
So any questions, real estate related, by all means, feel free to give us a call. Our numbers, once again, will be down below. And I hope you're all well. Thanks for listening. Cheers.
Thank you.